Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Mad Computer Scientist. If you are new to this channel, please take a minute to like and subscribe. If you do subscribe, be sure to ring that notification bell. On this channel, I cover math and computer science topics that are of interest to me. We also cover the occasional technology topic. This is a re-uploaded edit of a video I did recently because someone pointed out an error I made when factoring out difference of squares, which, to be honest, I did in fact get wrong because I was so focused on getting difference of cubes right that I did not notice the error. Now, before we begin, let us review with what we have gone over with our previous factoring videos. Let us go over the two patterns we've covered in the previous factoring videos, the difference of squares and the trinomial square. The difference of squares is when we have a squared minus b squared, or a similar pattern, that multiplies out to a plus b in parentheses times a minus b in parentheses. If you want to factor the pattern on the right-hand side, just look at the left-hand side, because that is what it will factor into. Then we have the trinomial square pattern, which can be a plus b squared or a minus b squared. If it's a plus b squared, that is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared when it is multiplied out. If it is a minus b squared, it is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Now that we have done a review, let's talk about the difference of cubes. So let us say we were asked to factor out a cubed minus b cubed. What we have here is a difference of cubes patterns, and we're going to go over how to do that in the next slide. And how do we go about factoring the difference of cubes? Remember that this factors into two expressions in parentheses. The first group has two terms and a minus sign, so we get a minus b in parentheses. The second group factors into three terms, and the signs for that are plus plus. So a cubed minus b cubed equals a minus b in parentheses times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So the sign pattern is minus plus plus. I promise, dear viewer, that I am not trying to make this video long, so we're going to move on to the next topic fairly quickly. We're going to talk about the sum of cubes, which can be expressed as a cubed plus b cubed. Now let's see how we're going to work with that. What we're going to do is factor them into two groups in parentheses again. The signs for this are plus, minus, plus. The first group of two has two terms, and it has a positive sign in the middle. So we factor that into a plus b in parentheses. Now what do we do with the second group? The signs for the second group are minus, minus, and we have a trinomial again. And the trinomial is a squared minus ab plus b squared. So we put that all together and we get a plus b in parentheses times the quantity of a squared minus ab plus b squared. Now that we've seen the patterns for sum of cubes and difference of cubes, let's see how we can apply them. Let us say we are given x to the third power minus 8. You may have noticed that two cubes are given here. You may also notice that we are doing subtraction, which means we have a difference, and that means we have a difference of cubes. So we're going to apply the pattern of minus plus plus for the signs when factoring this out. Remember, in the first factor we have two terms, and that will come out to x minus 2 in parentheses. The second term will come out to x squared plus 2x plus 4. If you're paying attention to the trinomial squares pattern, you may also note that we can factor that further if you are really inclined to do so. Now that we've been given an example of how a difference of cubes problem works, let's talk about the sum of cubes. Let us say we are given x to the third power plus 8. Again, we have two cubes, and we have an addition problem, so that means we have a sum of cubes. That means we can apply a different pattern. In this case, the sign pattern will be plus minus plus. So we're going to factor it out into two expressions, and the first one will be x plus 2 in parentheses times the quantity of x squared minus 2x plus 4 in parentheses. And with that, we have covered all of the topics we are going to cover that involve factoring polynomials. We are going to cover a related topic soon called the quadratic formula. But before we end this video, we're going to talk about a viral math problem I found online. And this is a bit of a joke, and I kind of agree with what the person is saying here. So we have the headline, "The Viral Math Problem Stumping the Internet," and we're given the problem 60 divided by 5 times 7 minus 3 in parentheses. We're then given a few choices: A3, B48, C, either A or B is correct, D, neither A nor B is correct, or E, go directly to comments to see math arguments. Now, choice E is often the correct one, especially if you've ever seen any of these viral posts online, but let's go through PEMDAS just for review. So we have the problem. We're going to start by doing the parentheses first, which gives us 60 divided by 5 times 4. Now remember, in PEMDAS we do multiplication and division in order from left to right. So we divide 5 by 60 and get 12, and then we multiply 12 times 4 and get 48. Now remember that this is just a way to get people to argue online usually, and if you want to avoid pointless arguments on the internet, make sure you disambiguate problems like this to avoid such arguments in the future. Now, if you would like to do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like, comment, and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And, as always, go out and write some code.